funding for this program was brought to you in part by the local Science Foundation. National funding was provided by the science fiction famous for using tools of science.
Last time you were with us, then we talked about the oath question. It was fun when we did the cookies and we toothpicked them. But today we're going to talk about explosions. Now, explosions from the oath happen if oath bumps into another planet or rocks make their way to crash into the oath, which is usually a bad thing, but it's very unlikely. It's most unlikely. So today we're going to do a chemical reaction, which is very simple, but stand back, because after we put the water or the vinegar and the baking powder in, it will create a chemical reaction, a ripple effect. We're going to start by answering the questions after we're done. So after we're done making the project, we're going to answer the questions on this paper. Now this is just the little intro. So this is what it says. This is what's going to happen when we make the explosion or the chemical reaction. The baking soda is a base while the vinegar is an acid. When they react together, they form carbonic acid, which is very unstable. It instantly breaks apart into water and carbon dioxide. Carbon dioxide is a gas which creates fizzling as it escapes the solution. Now, that's what's going to happen after we're done. Now we have everything we need. We have a beaker filled to the top with baking powder. So, the more baking powder you use, the more it's gonna come up and explode everywhere. So it probably is a good idea to stand back. If you're listening and you want to do this, that's exactly what you want to do. And vinegar has an overpowering smell. Now, a tip with this is if you don't want to take the skins out, sometime I'll show you that. And of course, if you take the skins off hazelnuts, you're going to be standing there together you're standing there for a long time trying to get the skins up. That's stressful. So a trick is to put some water in a pan, put some baking soda, and about half an hour later or 15 minutes later, the skins fall right off. So if you want the real nut, the skins just holds on the nuts. But if you want the real nut, not like the skins, that will probably be the best solution. So, we're going to fill the glass halfway. Now, halfway means we're going to see this little moke here. Now, this moke is going to show us where we need to start pouring vinegar. So we're going to pour it about halfway. Halfway would be here, but it's going to make a big enough explosion. We don't want too much vinegar, otherwise it's going to go everywhere. What it's going to do is it's going to explode everywhere, and then we'll have a mess. And I have some safety tools here, just in case of that. So we're going to pour the vinegar halfway. Just pour, nice. Sounds like a sparkling waterfall when it does that. Okay, that is enough. We don't want too much vinegar, otherwise it will go everywhere. Now we are going to stand back, and guess what we're going to do? Pour, whoops. Now, make sure that you, now, the trick is to tap the glass. Get it all out. Now, this looks like, this reminds me of like a sizzling veal. Now, this is moving from a trickle to a road. So now you see it sizzling down. And James and the Giant Peach, they dance around, and that allows the peach liquid, the peach cocktail they drink, and they sing about it. Well, they don't sing about it, they sing about the giant peach in the movie James and the Giant Peach. And they toast it and it goes down the glasses, but I guess they don't mind. Now look, there's several things going down the glass. And look, there's water dripples there. Now we're going to come on to our questions. So we're going to put our name. I'm going to put my name. Okay, I don't need the date. But, so we're going to put our materials. So our materials are baking soda. And of course you use it for baking, but for this experiment it's not used for baking. So baking soda. Okay, and my writing's big, so I'm going to write it here. And vinegar. I didn't know how to spell it. Not vinegar, and believe me, I cannot pronounce my R's. Boat Wolf says everything perfectly, but this is not about speech. Okay, my preparations. What I think will happen, and I should have answered this question a bit ago, so blame it, shame it on me, but I'm going to skip that question because we already knew what will happen. My observations, what I saw happen, observations mean what you see. It bubbled over. Okay. Okay. How it looked, my drawing of the experiment. Okay. So now let's just keep it simple. Let's just draw a circle, and then we'll draw several dots, which are the baking soda. Of course they're big, but you need big dots if you order to see it. Sometimes that's not the traditional way, but for a person that has eyesight, then you have to make it big enough, and you have to be close enough, and it has to be clear enough. That's another thing. Okay, Then we're going to color around. See, just color things, because if we color over these big dots, what'll happen is it'll get rid of the dots. So color the water around because it bubbled over. So I know it looks like scribbles, but that's what happened. Now, is there anything on the back side? No. There is nothing on the back side. So we're done. And since we have a little bit of time before we leave, I'm just going to show you this again for those who never catch it. So we're going to just do it again, just because sometimes these shows, of course, you're watching it on TV, and of course YouTube is not allowed. This show is not allowed on YouTube. And the reason is because if you never catch it in the first place, then you'll be confused. So if you don't catch it in the first or second place, well, then you'll just have to figure that out. So we're going to pull a new glass, since we have a bunch of glasses. Now, this is the exact opposite, because Mary Ann is the kind of stubby, wubby person, that shabby, that doesn't like to use a lot of pans. She's a one-pan woman, because if she uses a lot of pans, she'll have to clean out a lot of pans. So why don't we just break her rules, since I don't want to use the same exact glass. Pull, don't over pull. Believe me, if my grandma was here, she would just knock everything over, because two things about my grandma that are problems. She's slow when she eats, or does anything slowly, and she is clumsy, because if she was here, she would probably bump it, and that would be bad to the filmers. So why don't we pull a little more, just a little, and pull more of this precious baking soda, and tap it. That's something that's a technique I learned from Manji, is to tap it. And Julia Child just bang, 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 bang on the table or on the dough when she's pounding dough. And that's a French technique. She usually rolls it out. So see what happens. So this mess, of course, we're going to clean up. So we're going to clean up our mess. And I got some on my toe. That's going to, alright, but, ooh. Now, I got some on the floor, but it'll be alright. You can clean it up sometime. Okay, so now you need to pull it. And just pull it out. And guess what? I'll just even tap the glass to get it all out. Okay, I was with you. Now, it's all out. Now, that is how you do a chemical reaction. For more information, you go to this website, the Science Experiments website. And to learn more information, go to the ScienceExperimentsShow.org. So, why don't we go inside? And I can see to my upcoming guests, and they can clean up the spillage of the remaining plants in my garden, because I had dirt all around there, and there's some bad insects, and they're going to eat the dirt, and we have to catch them in a net before they eat the plant, because they're very pretty, and we want the plants to be vibrant. So thank you for joining us. I'm Everett Cody, next time on the Science Experiment Show. Goodbye.
this program was provided by the local foundation of using science. Funding is provided by the Bath and Resort Kitchen, famous for using science potatoes.